صلوات. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد إذ يتلقى المتلقيان عن اليمين وعن الشمال قعيد ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد ونفخ في الصور ذلك يوم الوعيد صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. الفاتحة.
بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد و آل محمد. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. Moving in today's Rouhani Majlis announcements. Majlis by the family of Marhum Amir Ali Bhai Jamal Datu for the Isale Sawab of Marhum Ghulam Sher Ali, Marhum Sheikh Yusuf Nafsi, Marhuma Tasneem Bhai Awan, Marhuma Sukra Bhai Ramji, Marhuma Marzia Bhai Datu, Marhum Sipten Nanji, and Kul Marhumins. Majlis by Al-Haj Amir Ali Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji for the Isale Sawab of Marhum Muhammad Ali Bhai Walji, Marhuma Zaynab Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhuma Kanise Fatima Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhum Mohsin Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, and Kul Marhumins. Majlis by the family of Marhum Al-Haj Ramzan Ali Muhammad Ali Walji for the Saleh Sawab of Marhum Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhum Ramzan Ali Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhuma Maryam Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhuma Shirin Bhai Muhammad Ali Walji, Marhum Ali Bhai Bhimji, Marhuma Kulsum Bhai Bhimji, Marhuma Salma Bhai Walji. Majlis Bhai Razia Bhai Mawani for the Isal Sawab of Marhum Askar Ali Mawani, Marhuma Khadija Bhai Mawani, Marhum Rajab Ali Bhai Mawani, Marhuma Zaynab Bhai Rajab Ali Mawani and Kul Marhumins. Majlis by the family of Marhum Al-Haj Sultan Ali Bhai Jafar for the Isal Sawab of Marhum Sultan Ali Bhai Jafar, Marhum Hussain Suleiman and Kul Marhumins. You are humbly requested to recite Surah Fatiha for Kul Marhumins Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Salawat. नारे तकबीर, नारे रिसालत, नारे हैदरी। ये जिक्र अभी था कि सितमगार पुकारे, ये जिक्र अभी था कि सितमगार पुकारे। लो शाह की शमशीर के फजन सिदारे, लो शाह की शमशीर के फजन सिदारे। टुकड़े किया मासूमों को तलवार के मारे, टुकड़े किया मासूम को तलवारों के मारे। वो लौटते हैं खाक में दो हंस के तारे, वो लौटते हैं खाक में दो हंस के तारे। पामाली को लाशों की अब असवार बड़े हैं, पामाली को लाशों की अब असवार पड़े हैं। बच्चों के सर अब कट के सिनानों पे चढ़े हैं। सलवात।
Bar Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Mu'minin, I will now request upon Master Abbas Safil Walji to come and deliver his lecture. Please call him with a loud nare salawat, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi irhamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. Respected scholars, elders, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Tonight is the 5th night of the month of Muharram, the night dedicated to the commemoration of the lions of Sayyida Zaynab alayhi salam, Hazrat Aun and Muhammad. They were the grandsons of Imam Ali alayhi salam, the gate to the city of knowledge, and Hazrat Ja'far Tayyar, who bravely lost his life in the Battle of Mu'tah after losing both of his arms such that the Prophet gave him the title Tayyar, the one with wings. Their grandmother was none other than Sayyidatun Nisa al-Alameen, Fatimatu Zahra alayhi salam. And their mother was Sayyida Zaynab, the one who was learned without being taught. They were trained militarily by Hazrat Abbas. Many injustices are taking place around the world today. Prime examples are Palestine, Syria, and Yemen. Many people know that it is wrong, but they're scared to speak out. Maybe because they don't want people to think badly of them. But what does this actually mean for me and boys my age? I think heartbreaking injustices like Yemen should be challenged. However, I think it is also really important to implement this principle in our daily life. This could be standing up for a bullied classmate or defending our parents, and most importantly, our Ahlul Bayt. Have they not been subjected to enough already? I would say it is a type of injustice to claim to be followers of this most holy household, and then do the opposite of what they say we should do. Two brightly shining stars did not care what others thought of them. They were On and Muhammad, and they fought against one of the biggest injustices. They taught us that no matter our age, we always stand up against any type of injustice. When Imam Husaini decided to stand up against the tyrant Yazid, On and Muhammad, despite their young age, were determined to support their uncle. In the Battle of Karbala, On and Muhammad showed incredible bravery. They fought side by side with the other members of their family, knowing the importance of their cause. They knew that standing up for what is right, even when it's hard, is the true meaning of courage. Although they were very young, On and Muhammad's bravery were beyond their years. They showed us that age does not matter when it comes to standing up for justice. Their sacrifice is remembered each year during the month of Muharram, reminding us of the importance of faith, courage, and loyalty. On and Muhammad's story teaches us many valuable lessons. They teach us to be brave in the face of difficulties, to support our family and friends, and to stand up for what is right, no matter how young we are. They remind us that even the smallest among us can make a big difference. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to reflect and learn from the lives of Hazrat On and Hazrat Muhammad. Please may I request the Surah Fatiha, followed by a salawat.
Thank you, Master Abbas Tafilwaji, for a good research and well-delivered lecture. Let's have a loud salawat for the young man.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات. آخر حسین ماں ہوں نازوں کے پال بیٹا، آجولی میں پھیلاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، کتنی تپش ہے بیٹا، سایہ تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ حکم یزیدی آیا، تیروں پہ تیر آیا، لاشوں کے بعد لاشا زہرا کے گھر کا آیا، تنہا تجھے یہاں پر میں کیسے چور جاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، کتنی تپش ہے بیٹا، سایہ تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ اجرے نگر کسی کا کرتی ہوں میں دعائیں، مقتل میں آ کے تجھ کو دیتی ہوں میں صدائیں، کیوں بولتا نہیں ہے آ کے تجھے مناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، کتنی تپش ہے بیٹا، سایہ تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ کنجر چلانا اس پہ ہے نازکا یہ پالا، گردن نہ کات اس کے احمد کا ہے دلارا، دنیا سے جا کے بیٹا کہیں پھر میں مر نہ جاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، کتنی تپش ہے بیٹا سایہ تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ ڈھونڈوں کہاں پہ جا کے بیٹا کدھر ہے میرا، پانی دیا نہ اس کو جلتا جگر ہے میرا، ٹکڑے اٹھا اٹھا کے لاشا تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، کتنی تپش ہے بیٹا سایہ تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ دربار شام میں کیوں زینب کا سر کھلا ہے، ہائے ہائے میری سکینہ کا کرتا بھی جلا ہے، اس حال بے بسی میں بیٹا میں مر نہ جاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، کتنی تپش ہے بیٹا سایہ تیرا بناؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ روئی قبر میں بیٹا مقتل میں روئی زہرا، دربار شربی میں روتی رہی ہے زہرا، روتے ہوئے حسن سے نوحہ تیرا نکاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، نازوں کے پال بیٹا آجولی میں پھیلاؤں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں، آخر حسین ماں ہوں۔ صلوات۔ الفاتحہ۔
برآن علی اولاد علی بآواز بلند صلوات۔ حسین حسین کیا قتیل الابرار، حسین کیا قتیل الابرار، حسین پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ کیسے پرے ہے جسم کے ٹکڑے جدا جدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین؟ ہائے ہائے میرے غریب کا کیا حال کر دیا، گوروں سے لاش دشت میں پامال کر دیا، پہچانوں کس طرح سے بدن سے ہے سر جدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پہچان لوں گی میں تمہیں، آواز مجھ کو دو، دم توڑتے جو دیکھا ہے کریل جوان کو، آنکھوں میں اب بہن کی اجالا نہیں رہا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ اے پہچاننا تمہارے لیے بھی کٹھن ہوا، دیکھا ہے پہلی بار جو زینب کو بے ردا، آتی ہے شرم جلد بتا دو مجھے ذرا، ہائے کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین؟ ہے کرتا رہے ذبح کی کوشش کہاں کہاں، خنجر پہ ہے کٹی ہوئی گردن پہ بھی نشان، کاٹا ہے کس طرح سے ستمگار نے گلا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین؟ آئے کیا لگا ہے لوٹ کے سب کچھ، آئے کیا لگا ہے لوٹ کے سب کچھ یہ اشکیاں، تن پر بچا ہے ماں کا یہ کرتا اڑتا سلا ہوا ہے، نکلے تھے جب خیام سے یہ حال تو نہ تھا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے عرش سے زینب، یا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ دیکھو بندی ہے ہاتھ تمہیں میرے بھی رسیاں، اب اور لو بہن کی نا غربت کا امتحان، کچھ دو جواب دو مجھے سگرا کا واسطہ، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ زینب پکاری میرے تکلم بسد ملال، کیا مرتے وقت بھی میرے پر دیکھا تھا خیال، ہے موٹھیوں میں کس لیے یہ کھا کے کربلا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ پتھر ہٹا کے لاش سے زینب نے دی صدا، کیا تم میرے حسین ہو؟ محمد و آل محمد صلوات۔
اور محمد و آل محمد صلوات۔ یہاں سنبھل کر قدم اٹھانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ بات ہرگز نہ بھول جانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے، جہان صبر و رضا یہی ہے، ندائے صبر و رضا یہی ہے، یہاں پہ آ کے ہے چل کے مہدی، بہشت زہرا یہ سرزمی ہے، یہاں ہے زہرا کا آنا جانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے، یہاں سنبھل کر قدم اٹھانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے، دعائیں دیں گے حسین تم کو، یہاں پہ آنسو اگر بہائے، یہاں پہ بیٹی نے بے وطن کی، ستم گروں سے تماچے کھائے، یہاں پہ خوشیوں کو بھول جانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے، یہاں سنبھل کر قدم اٹھانا، یہ کربلا ہے،
یہ کربلا ہے. کہیں پہ قاسم ہوئے ہیں ٹکڑے، کہیں پہ زی سے گرے تھے مولا، کہیں سکینہ سمو سے لپٹی، کہیں پہ اصغر نے تیر کھایا. یہیں غریبی کا ہے ٹھکانہ، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. یہاں سنبھل کر قدم اٹھانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. کسی کے دل میں لگی ہے برچی، کسی کے بازو کٹے یہی پر. ہائے علی کی بیٹی کے کتنے یوسف لہو میں ڈوبے ہے اس زمین پر. لوٹا ہے سادات کا گھرانہ، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. یہاں سنبھل کر قدم اٹھانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. سواری آئے گی ایک وہاں سے، نجف کی جانب نگاہ رکھنا. جب آئے شام غریب اس دم، علی کو زینب کا پرسہ دینے، تم آنسوؤں کے دیے جلانا. یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. یہاں سنبھل کر قدم اٹھانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. رہے کی بھی جاں ہے میں جا کر، حسین والے یہ جانتے ہیں. ہم اہل ماتم کے دل تکلم، یہاں کی مٹی سے ہی بنے ہیں. یہاں ہے واپس پلٹ کے آنا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. یہاں سنبھل کر قدم اٹھانا، یہ کربلا ہے، یہ کربلا ہے. صلوات.
سورة المباركة الفاتحة. برائے تعجیل ظہور امام زمانہ باوز بلند صلوات. یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا حسین. سب مل کے پڑھیں. یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا حسین. بلند آواز میں. یا حسین یا حسین مولا حسین. میرے مولا یہ فریاد سن لو، میرے مولا یہ فریاد سن لو.
کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو، زائروں میں میرا نام لکھ دو، کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. بلند آواز میں یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا. جو بھی آتا ہے در پہ تمہارے، ناز کرتے ہیں خود اس پہ تارے. میں بھی خادم ہوں مولا تمہارا، جی رہا ہوں تمہارے سہارے. میری امید کی لاج رکھ لو، کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا حسین.
We're on the first 10 nights of Muharram. Let your voices be heard in Karbala today. Let's not be shy with our voices.
یا حسین مولا حسین، یا
MashaAllah.
مولا. آپ کا در ہے جنت زمین پر، حسن دیکھا نہ ایسا کہیں پر. تم جو کہہ دو تو آ جاؤں اڑ کر، اور رہ جاؤں میں بس وہیں پر. اپنا زوار مجھ کو بنا دو، اپنا زوار مجھ کو بنا دو، کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین
MashaAllah.
یا حسین مولا حسین، یا میری سانسوں میں بھی کربلا ہے، میری باتوں میں بھی کربلا ہے. دل کی دھڑکن میں روضہ تمہارا، میری آنکھوں میں بھی کربلا ہے. اپنا دیدار اب تو کرا دو، کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا
MashaAllah.
یا حسین مولا حسین، یا تیر کھایا جہاں بے زبان نے، کھائی برچی جہاں نوجوان نے. جس جگہ کٹ کے بازو گرے تھے، غم منایا جہاں دو جہان نے. ہم وہاں غم منائے رضا دو، کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین مولا حسین، یا حسین. آپ کا سر جہاں پر کٹا تھا، میں وہاں جا کے ماتم کروں گا. جس جگہ تھے گلے سارے خیمے, جل گیا تھا جہاں ہائے کرتا. دوں گا پرسا وہاں سیدہ کو, کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. یا حسین مولا حسین, یا حسین مولا حسین, مل کے پڑھیں. یا حسین مولا حسین, یا. اور مقطع پیش کر رہا ہوں. لب پہ ذیشان کے کربلا ہے, ہاتھ اٹھائے کریم عزا ہے. آپ کے در پہ ہم ساتھ آئیں, یہ تمنا ہے بس یہ دعا ہے. اپنی خدمت کا بس یہ صلا دو, کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. یا حسین مولا حسین, یا حسین. One more time with the loudest of your voices. Ya Hussein, Maula Hussein. Ya Hussein, Maula Hussein. میرے مولا یہ فریاد سن لو, کربلا اب ہمیں بھی بلا لو. بر محمد و آل محمد بلند تر صلوات.
بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. صلی علی محمد و آل محمد وجل فرجہ. Mu'mineen, I humbly request you be kind enough to come as forward as possible so other Mu'mineen can come and join us. Asant. Bar Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala. Mu'mineen, sponsorship for the Niyaz for Hazrat Abbas night of Ashura, and Ashura is 500 per sponsorship. Please kindly make your donations to the ladies or the gents treasurers in the names of your marhumeen. Your funds will be highly appreciated. Bar Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. Mu'mineen, this is a very humble request. As soon as the lecture starts, I humbly request you all again to please be seated. We'll now request upon Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani to come and deliver his majlis. Please let's welcome him with a loud nare salawat.
Before we begin, inshallah, tomorrow night, in conjunction with the Husaini Islamic Center and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam Institute for Islamic Studies, we will be launching probably the first academic texts on the life of Abul Fadl al-Abbas, salawatullah wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Father Christopher Clohessy will be joining us from Rome, for he is the author of this book on Abul Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam's life, a Christian who has written a book through examining all the sources in the Islamic studies world on the life of Abul Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. That will be tomorrow night after the Majlis. I will host the program alongside yourselves, the members of the community. We'll conduct a discussion with Father Clohessy, and then afterwards we'll have a question and answer session, inshallah. All of you are welcome to join, and the books will be available on sale and signed at the same time for brothers and sisters tomorrow night, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. أما بعد, Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa stood amongst us and said, those who came before you from the people of the book split into 72 sects. And this ummah will split into 73 sects. 72 will go to hell, and only one will go to paradise, and that is the Jama'ah. The first of our loud salawat in honor of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. A second even louder salawat in honor of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. A third with your loudest voices in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman. Respected scholars, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. What is the origin of Sunni Islam? What is the background and the history and the articles of faith and creed of Sunni Islam? Normally, that question is posed against the Shia. Normally, we are told about our background. The moment you are a Shi'i, automatically someone asks you, what's your background? What's your definition? What's your history? What's the articles of your faith? But hardly ever does someone turn the question around. That what is your background? What is your origin? What is your belief system? Because of the fact that you found that Sunni Islam has played very cleverly their image as the part and parcel of the history of the religion of Islam. In which ways? The first way is that they made it clear that Islam is Sunni Islam, that they are the orthodoxy, that there is no other correct version or understanding of Islam except Sunni Islam. Any other reading of Islam, any other narrative of Islam was automatically seen as being wrong. You found that they would always mention that the orthodoxy was which one? Sunni Islam. Even if you go to universities today, Islamic studies is Sunni studies. Islamic studies is given to us in the Sunni narrative. Hardly ever do you find, up until maybe recently with a few academic Shia departments, hardly ever did you find that a subject called Islamic studies, whether it was GCSEs, whether it was A-levels, whether it was university, what are the 5 usul ad-din? It would be the Sunni usul ad-din only. There was not even a discussion of any other narrative on the religion of Islam. Therefore, on the first level, the way that they portrayed their image in Sunni history was that the only narrative that ever existed was the Sunni narrative. If even there was a chance to offer another narrative, one might get executed, one might get imprisoned, one might be called a heretic. As in how many an empire, if a person differed with the Sunni reading of Islam and said, Baba, I have my reading, I have my understanding of the last 1400 years. The same way that you have your understanding of the last 1400 years, that person automatically was called a heretic. Therefore, you found that for many years, Sunni Islam would portray itself on the first level as the only reading. On the second level, more cleverly, that they portrayed themselves as a uniform reading with no nuances or differences. What do I mean? When you meet someone who is called Sunni, you automatically imagine that their belief system has A, always been there since Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa died, and that B, they've never had differences amongst each other when it comes to what the belief system is. You always have this imagination that we're the Shia minority, whereas they have always been uniform in their opinions. Rasulullah died, Abu Bakr came in, Umar came in, Uthman came in, Ali came in, Hassan came in, Muawiyah. It went a bit wrong with Yazid somewhere there. But then everything got covered up by the Bani Abbas. And then you hear about a couple of Seljuks, a couple of Ottomans, then Hajj, Umrah, fasting. Allahumma salli ala. Yes? Automatically a person assumes that there is this portrayal that it's been uniform. No issues, no differences, and no problems whatsoever. But then again, a person asks, but wait, I met a Sunni and I asked him, what are you? He said to me, I'm an Ash'ari Sunni. Wait, what's Ash'ari Sunni? I'm not understanding. I thought you're just Sunni. I met another. He said to me that I am a Hanbali Sunni. I met another. He said to me, I'm Hanafi Sunni. I met another. He said to me, I'm Maturidi. I said, Mat what? He said, Maturidi. I met another. He said to me that I am a Sufi Sunni. I met another, he said to me, I'm Diobendi. I met another, he said to me that I'm Brelvi. I met another, he said, I'm Salafi. I met another, he said to me that I don't follow any sect. I only follow the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Now, all of a sudden, I'm confused because now I'm not understanding what is Sunni Islam. What is the definition of Sunni Islam? Why in Pakistan I met someone who's Hanafi, and in Morocco I met someone Maliki? And why is it that I see the Ash'arites and the Mu'tazilites had different opinions on different issues? One of the ways in which Sunni Islam preserves itself with its followers is whatever cracks there are within do not need to be shown outside. If there are differences within, we know those differences. But publicly, you are Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. When a person therefore looks at this topic, the aim of this topic comes from a number of angles. Number one, there's no way we'll build a better society unless we understand our history and the history of other schools in Islam. Many times people think the way forward for Muslim unity is not to talk about controversial issues. The reality is the way forward for Muslim unity is for us to be open and understanding what our beliefs are and how we've evolved. Because at the end of the day, I don't want someone saying that I as a Shi'i coming forward with an opinion of mine that's a misconception. That's unfair. But likewise, I don't want to say something about Sunni Islam that's a misconception. That's unfair as well. If you ask the majority of the Shia about Sunni Islam and the definition of Sunni Islam, I guarantee you, the majority of the Shia do not know what Nasafi is, or Maturidi, or Tahawi, or Mu'tazili, or Ash'ari. Yet the majority of the Shia will tell you Sunnis are on the wrong path. Well, if they're on the wrong path and you don't know about their creed and you don't know about their books, then that's unfair. Because we know very well, Sunni and Shia, majority of us, are Sunni or Shia because of our parents. Let's be frank about this. If you were born to a house the father's called Krishna, you would have been Hindu. And if you were born to a house where the father's called John, you would have been Christian. Many times, the Shia and the Sunni, in reality, only follow what they follow because of who they were born into the house of. If we weren't born into those houses, I guarantee you that the person who's Shia today, if he was born in a Sunni house, would have remained Sunni. Someone says, yes, but we have converts. That's why those converts are a special group. Why? Because that convert had to make a decision where emotionally they are attached to people, but intellectually they found the right path. Yes? A convert is not a small thing. Today, if I ask a Shi'i, do you believe in everything that's said in the lectures or everything that you're taught? He'll say to you, no, but my mom and dad believe it and I just go with the flow. If you ask many in the Sunni world today, what do you know about your four Imams? Why did you have to follow Abu Hanifa and you Malik and you Shafi'i and you Ahmed bin Hanbal? He's like, bro, listen, I was born in a Moroccan family. And I was born in an Egyptian family. And I was born in a Bangladeshi family. I was told that I'm Hanafi. Or I was told I was Shafi'i. I don't know who half of these are. I don't know what their background is. All I know is that on one level, we are the majority of Muslims. And I dispelled that yesterday when I looked at it. And on the other level, all I know, and this is the most interesting part, is that Sunni Islam is whatever is the opposite of the Shia. That's an interesting one. That sometimes one of the definitions that some gave was that Sunni Islam is the opposite of whatever the people of Bid'ah, the Shia or the Khawarij are. Therefore, for us, when we come to look at the origin of Sunni Islam, a question arises. Did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, when he died, did he say that there will be a sect called Sunni Islam, you must follow them? Is that there or is it not there? Did Abu Bakr ever call himself Sunni? Did Umar ever say, I'm Sunni? Did Uthman ever say that I'm Sunni? Did, for example, Muawiyah or Yazid ever say we are Sunni? Because the one who's Sunni today, it's as if they make you feel like the same way Shia were early, there was also a group called Sunni early. But that is far from the truth. The reality is, there was no such thing that early, and I will prove it tonight. That Sunni Islam has a number of evolutions, a number of nuances, a number of differences. Are the Umayyads Sunni? Are the Abbasids Sunni? Were the Seljuks Sunni? Were the Ottomans Sunni? Are the Wahhabis Sunni? What is the Sunni? What is the definition of Sunni in the last 1400 years? Is it a uniform guideline that we have? Or is it an evolving set of ideas that depends on the governments of the time and the way they view Islam? That's not to say, by the way, there aren't nuances in every theological school in Islam. But some schools have a lot more nuances than others. When you come to the Shi'i, all of you know very well, Shi'i, everybody in the world today, in the Muslim world, can define a Shi'i. I will define a Shi'i for you. Shia believe in God, they believe in the Prophet, and they raise the status of Imam Ali too high. Would you agree that every non-Shia says that about Shia or no? Every non-Shia in the world today, if you were to ask them about what's a Shia, they'll be like, yeah, you know what, either they believe in God the Prophet, but they make their imams like gods. Would you agree that there's that type of definition? Ask them, what's Sunni? What's Sunni? What is the definition of Sunni? And you will find different ideas and responses that will come. I want to go through them one by one to show you the contradictions abound of a school that says we are the only school in Islam. And then when you go deep into them, you don't know where to go, where to swim, and where to end up. Let's examine this and dissect the topic in depth. When we come on the first level, was Sunni Islam a sect that was present in the time of Saqifa? No, there's no such thing as Sunni Islam at Saqifa. Someone says, but Abu Bakr and Umar, they are seen as at the helm of Sunni Islam. No. Sunni Islam, when you come to their beliefs, what are they? Sunni Islam's beliefs, number one, that there is only one God. And they believe in all the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 124,000 prophets. And they believe in the angels. And they believe in the books of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they believe in the day of judgment. That's the Sunni Islam today. Sunni Islam, there was no such thing when Rasulullah died as Sunni Islam. What there was Ali ibn Abi Talib's Shia, who were present for sure. They are the ones who said that we are holding on to this man when Saqifa took place. They holding on to this man when Saqifa took place was not Shia versus Sunni. It was a party who held on to the path of Islam through Imam Ali alayhi salam versus a party who held on to Islam through Abu Bakr. That was what it was called at that time. Because many times today, how many times you see that people say that the Shia Sunni split begun when? Begun with Saqifa. Not true. There was no Shia and Sunni at Saqifa. Shi'at Ali was there and Shi'at Abu Bakr was there. Because Shia, what does the word mean? Follower of. Shi'at Yazid existed. Shi'at Abu Sufyan existed. Shi'at Ali existed. Shi'at Muawiyah existed. Shi'i simply means you're a follower of someone. When Saqifa happened, there was no Shia Sunni. There was the Shia of Ali and the Shia of who? Of Abu Bakr. The idea that it was Shia Sunni in a way puts Ali ibn Abi Talib in a dilemma. Because that means that they say that if Abu Bakr is following the Sunnah, Ali is not following the Sunnah. True? If Abu Bakr is following what is called the helm, the Sunni school, that means whoever opposes him was not. And we know that in Sunni literature, Imam Ali, Zubair, and others gathered in the house of Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, and they did not certainly pledge their allegiance, let's just say, according to Sunni literature, until there was a threat to burn the house, and until so on. So, when Rasulullah died, was there such a thing called Sunni Islam? No such thing. Did everyone in that Muslim community early on, did they all call themselves, or did they say that we're called Sunnis? Nope. Did they, however, claim that we're following the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih? Yes, all of them claimed it. All of those Sahaba at that time when the Prophet died, all of them claimed they were following the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih. Even though all of them begun to have differences on key issues. Understand this point. People make it as if Sunni Islam, the moment the Prophet died, there was a group called Sunni who all agreed on every theological concept. Impossible. And I'll prove to you how in a number of ways. Number one, if the first proof of it is what? Is the fact that there were civil wars between the Sahaba. So which ones are the Sunnis and which ones aren't? Understand this very delicate point. In Sunni theology today, the definition of Sunni comes from where? Comes from the hadiths of the Prophet. Their definition is what? This is the definition of Sunni Islam. Their definition, number one, is to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't we all agree? Did the Sahaba differ amongst themselves about Allah in that particular time? Of course they did. How? In the Sunni world today, and going back to the Sahaba at that time, there were some of the Sahaba who said that the verses where Allah sits on a throne, and where Allah has a hand, and where Allah has feet, and where Allah has eyes, some of the Sahaba said the Quran is literal on these things. Yes. There were some Sahaba who believed, you know Ayatul Kursi. What does Kursi mean? Kursi means that a person is sitting on a chair or on a throne. If after Rasulullah died, put Shi'at Ali aside, Salman, Abu Dhar, Miqdad, Ammar, put them aside. If you go to whatever was the group of Saqifa and then what developed later, did they, if they were another side, all have the same opinion on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No. Within a number of years of the passing of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih, you found that the companions amongst themselves were not uniform on what it means to follow Rasulullah's teachings. How? The companions, when they came forward and they began to have differences of opinion with one another. If you look at the hadiths about what is it to be Sunni, the hadiths normally say what? That Rasulullah said, this ummah will be split into 73 sects, 72 will go to hell, and only one will go to paradise. They said, Ya Rasulullah, which one? He said, the one of mine and the way of mine and my companions. The way of yours and your companions is the only way that will not go where? That will not go towards hell. What if your companions differ with each other on a concept? What do I do? Which of your companions do I follow and which of your companions do I not follow? If, for example, some of your companions were believing in what? Some of them were believing Allah has a body. Some of them were believing Allah has eyes. Some were believing Allah has hands. You're telling me, follow my teachings and the teachings of my companions. Some of your companions, Ya Rasulullah, were saying that Allah has a body. And some were saying that these verses are metaphorical. Therefore, which ones do I follow? Sunni Islam has no answer for this dilemma in the early period. Number two, you're saying follow me and the path of my companions. Some of those companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alih were believing all of our actions are predestined by Allah. Some of them were saying we have complete free will. Which ones do I follow? Imagine I meet companion X in early Islam. This is to show you that this idea that Sunni Islam is uniform and has no differences. Look at these differences. Companion X in early Islam, I ask him that my beliefs and practices, are they predestined my practices or do I have free will? You found that one group of them said, no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala predestined all of our actions. We have no free will. The guy sitting next to him, exactly next to him, would be someone who turn around and say what? He'd turn around and say at that moment that, no, we have complete free will. Arguably, the first split outside of the Shia, yes, put the Shia aside. The first split or one of the main splits was what? Was when a group in Sunni history emerged known as the Mu'tazila. What does Mu'tazila mean? Mu'tazila comes from i'tizal. It's this idea of secluding or excluding yourself from the others. They debated this issue amongst other issues. That, for example, my actions when I commit a sin, is it Allah who made me do it or do I have free will? Some of those, that group, I don't know what that group is called by the way. We're talking in and around that time of the first 100 years of Islam. Wallah, I don't know what that group is. I know there's Shi'at Ali ibn Abi Talib. Those guys I know, they're there. But then there's this mishmash of people who didn't hold on to Thaqalain. And they began now referring to different people. I ask him, he says to me, our actions are predestined by Allah. I ask him, he says to me, no, we have complete free will. Hold on, which one of you is Sunni Islam? Until today, 2024 Peterborough, Sunni Islam, go to any Sunni in the world today. Say to him, I want to ask you a question about your creed. Say yes. Say, you know, what do you believe? Allah has a body or Allah does not have a body? One of them will tell you, Allah has a body, of course, because in the Quran, He sits on a throne. And then another one will say, bro, come on, Allah does not have a body. What are you talking about? Today, in the Sunni world, the idea of this image, glorious image that everyone agrees with each other, there is no chance that there was such a thing. That even early on, away from the Shia, the rest of these companions and the ones who followed them, what were they doing? They were differing, A, whether Allah has a body or no. B, you ask anyone in the Sunni world today, do we have free will or is it complete predestination from Allah? Some of them will say to you, I think we've got free will. Others will say to you, oh no, Allah knows all of my actions. So when I do haram, He already knew. So that's why I'm doing it, because He knew. In the Sunni world today, you have a major split on Allah's attributes. A major split on what? On predestination, on free will. Number 3, if the idea of being Sunni was to follow the Prophet and his companions, that definition is normally the first definition given, that Rasulullah said, only one sect will go to heaven, and they are those who follow my way and the way of my companions. I ask you a question. On the day of Jamal, what's Sunni Islam? On the day of Jamal, 25 years after the Prophet died, the Battle of the Camel, what's Sunni Islam? What's Sunni Islam on that day? Sunni Islam's always been around since the Prophet died, correct? And that Sunni Islam's definition is that you follow the way of the Prophet and the companions. What's Sunni Islam on the day of Jamal? Someone says, what do you mean, what's Sunni Islam? There's a school that says the Shia are heretics. Throw the Shia away. They say we are the school that's held on to the Sunnah. On the day of Jamal, what's the Sunnah? Aisha or Ali? Whatever's opposing the Sunnah is in hell. Who are you going to put in? I know who I would follow on that day. I'm very comfortable with who I'd follow on that day, because the Prophet had already said to me, Man kuntu mawla, fadha aliyu mawla. I'm comfortable. I have a clear system which highlights to me where guidance is. That wherever Ali ibn Abi Talib is, whatever opposes him is batil. I have it clear. I'm comfortable. I ask someone who calls themselves Sunni Islam, 1400-year-old madhab, on the day of Jamal, what is Sunni Islam? Is it that side or this side? Because both of them claim that they are Sunni Islam. And you said to me, I have to follow the way of Rasulullah. What's the first definition of Sunni Islam? To follow the Sunnah of Rasulullah alongside the Quran, correct? The second definition is to follow the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. In the first 100 years of Islam, supposedly Sunni Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't know if He's got a body or He doesn't have a body. Ali ibn Abi Talib made it clear. Allah does not have a body. Done. Predestination or free will. Muhammad al-Baqir and Ja'far al-Sadiq made it clear. When someone says to you, are your actions predestined or is there free will? Imam al-Baqir would reply simply that when someone asks you that question, tell them to that person, say to them, lift your right leg. They'll lift their right leg. Tell them now, lift your left leg at the same time. The person cannot do it. He said, therefore, some actions are predestined and others you have free will. Correct? I have my answers. I ask you a question. In that early period, I ask you a simple question. On that battle of Jamal, who is it that's Sunni Islam? If Sunni Islam has been there from day one, is Sunni Islam the side of which of the Sahaba? Because Talha and Zubair are here. And Ammar bin Yasir is here. So on that day, if Sunni Islam is the idea that we must hold on to the path of the Sahaba of Rasulullah, which of them? Which ones? Surely, if Sunni Islam had defined everything clearly very early on, which path of the Sahaba do I follow? I don't know. Now I'm even more confused. Why? Because look at Sunni Islam in that early period, you'll see that we're still a mishmash of ideas. We don't know what's going on. So you had another hadith. What was the other hadith? The hadith that I just quoted. Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi said that those before you of the people of the book split into 72 sects. And you, this ummah, will split it to 73 sects. One will go to paradise. The other 72 will go where? Will go towards hell. They said, and he said after that, the one that goes to paradise is the jama'ah. What's jama'ah? Here it's Peterborough jama'ah, correct? What's the jama'ah? Ya Rasulullah, one sect goes to heaven. The jama'ah. What's the jama'ah? On the day of Jamal, what's the jama'ah? What's the jama'ah? There's thousands of Muslims killing each other. What's the jama'ah? What on the day of Safin, another one, a year after Jamal, Muawiyah versus Ali. What's Sunni Islam on that day? What's Sunni Islam? Because Sunni Islam's definition is, I follow Quran and the Sunnah and I follow the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. Muawiyah versus Ali. What's Sunni Islam? I know what Shia Islam is. It's Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali ibn Abi Talib goes one way, the whole world can go the other way. I know, I'm comfortable. Do you know why I'm comfortable as a Shi'i? Do you know why I sit here with full confidence? You know why? The first 100 years that you were debating and destroying each other, I knew my path on every issue. When it came to Allah having a body or no, I know my path. When it came to whose side I would follow on predestination and free will, I know qadar and qadha, what is the way to go. When it came to Jamal, Ali ibn Abi Talib's banner any day. When it came to Siffin, Ali ibn Abi Talib's banner any day. I ask you a question, that when you say that you are following Sunni Islam, you are saying the definition of Sunni Islam is that the Prophet said that only one sect will go to heaven. Which one? The Jama'ah. What is the Jama'ah? What does Jama'ah mean? Firstly, yesterday I proved the majority, Jama'ah means this whole idea of the majority of the Muslims. Yesterday I proved the majority in the Quran is not helping anyone. The majority of them do not believe. The majority lie. The majority transgress. In Jamal, the majority wanted Ali ibn Abi Talib's neck. So if that's the path, that means Ali ibn Abi Talib is out of the path of the religion of Islam. Therefore, the definition that came, that said, follow me and my companions, the first definition of Sunni Islam, which companions do I follow? Because they both want to kill each other on this day. So if I'm an outsider on that day, I'm like, Ya Rasulullah, I'm a bit baffled because you said to me to follow you and your companions. They don't seem to like each other at all, these guys. And then when I'm looking where at Safin, they're not liking each other at all, Ya Rasulullah. And then I ask someone, I'm hoping that these companions would be able to answer my questions about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Tawheed. One's telling me he has a shin. The other tells me he puts his foot in fire deep. The other tells me that my Lord even jogs sometimes. Yes, there's even a hadith about jogging, by the way. I'll come back to that another night. And someone tells me that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, His hand, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a throne. Therefore, Sunni Islam, all of a sudden, I cannot find what Sunni Islam is in the earliest period. All I can find in the earliest period is, number one, people who are uncertain about Tawheed. But Ali ibn Abi Talib explains to you Tawheed better than anyone can. Number two, all I find are people who are ready to kill each other, to fight each other, to destroy each other. So another hadith came. What's another hadith? Listen, these are the hadiths that are known as the definitions of Sunni Islam. The first of them, follow the Quran and the Sunnah. I can't find that hadith in Bukhari, or Muslim, or Tirmidhi, or Nasa'i, or Abu Dawud, or Ibn Majah. I follow the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt. Okay? That's first of them. The second, follow me and my companions. I don't know which companions to follow. I'm confused. Okay? So that doesn't help me with Sunni Islam. Number three, follow the majority. Majority is in no man's land. Okay? They're really going on another path. Then came another one. What's the other one? The other one is the best of generations is who? The best of people are those living in my generation. And then the ones after them. And then the generation that will come after them. That's why you will find that in the Sunni world today, they will say, what is a Sunni Muslim? He follows the path of the Sahaba and the Tabi'een and the Tabi'een. Have you heard this? Salafis will say this a lot in their lectures. They will say that because the Quran praises the Sahaba, so the best path to be a Sunni is what? Is to follow the path of who? The Sahaba of Rasulullah. And then who? The generation that came after them. What are they called? Tabi'een. And then the generation that came after them, the Tabi'een. We all agree on this? This is another definition of Sunni Islam. Sunni Islam, by the way, seems very complicated at the moment. Even I am not sure what Sunni Islam is in this period. Because I've got all of these different opinions. Let's try and understand. First, follow the best of people is my generation. Ya Rasulullah, let's say the best are your generation. Even though there were those who were rude to you and those who raised their voices against you. And by the time that you pass away, there are those who are telling you the Quran's enough for us. But let's say the best generation is yours. Then the one after Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, I'm a bit baffled because the ones after you, they've only got about 35,000 deaths between them. Okay? So I'm not still clear on that. Then the generation after that generation. That brings us to which point? Brings us to the point that today, when you ask a Sunni, what are you? He says, Hanafi. Why? Why are you Hanafi? He said, well, Abu Hanifa is a scholar who I follow. Yeah, but why not anyone else? Why are you Hanafi? Did Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi say to you to follow Abu Hanifa? There's not one hadith. So why are you called Hanafi? You ask another one, what are you? He says to you, I'm Maliki. Why are you Maliki, by the way? For what reason are you Maliki? I'm trying to understand how all this develops. Why are you Maliki? Who's Malik bin Anas? Who's Abu Hanifa? Abu Hanifa, someone living 100 years after Rasulullah died. Why are you following Abu Hanifa? For what reason? I said, why don't you follow another scholar? And why are you following Malik? And why are you following Shafi'i? And why are you following Ahmad bin Hanbal? Why these four? It was never just those four. It's the government that limited it to those four. Someone says, no, bro. Sunni Islam follows 4 schools of law. Sunni Islam never followed 4 schools of law. Sunni Islam got narrowed down to 4 schools of law. Someone says, how does it get narrowed down? There were so many schools of law in the Sunni world that they were like, listen, we're going to have to pick 4. Because every scholar in the Sunni world is what? Is a mujtahid. He's a mujtahid. When you're a Hanafi, you're following the ijtihad of who? Of Abu Hanifa. Not because Rasulullah said to you to follow Abu Hanifa. No. Abu Hanifa in the Sunni world is like Ayatollah al-Khou'i for us. Ayatollah al-Khou'i, mujtahid, true? Abu Hanifa, what is he? Abu Hanifa is a mujtahid. Malik is what? Mujtahid. Shafi'i is what? Mujtahid. Ahmad bin Hanbal is what? Mujtahid. Have you ever, ask any Sunni, have you ever read a hadith where the Prophet said, after I die, you can either be Hanafi or Maliki or Hanbali or Shafi'i? Have you ever read that hadith? In your life, ask any Sunni. Why are you Maliki? Why are you It's all evolution of concepts, and whether the government decides to put something for everybody to follow. Abu Hanifa never once did Rasulullah say in his life, did the Rasulullah ever turn around and say that you follow the path of Abu Hanifa? Never. So why are you following the path of Abu Hanifa? Why Malik? Why is Shafi'i? Why Ahmad bin Hanbal? Another question, those 4, why are there 4 imams? If they all agree on everything, why do you need 4 imams? Why do you need 4 imams? If those 4 all agree on everything, why do you need 4 imams? What if Abu Hanifa says to me to pray like this? And this is a vital point. If Abu Hanifa says to me pray like this, and Malik says pray like this, whose opinion do you take as a Sunni? As a Sunni, whose opinion do you take? Or do you just pick whoever you feel like? Imagine, Abu Hanifa, you know, Hanafis and Shafi'is and Hanbali Sunnis, all of them pray like this. They fold their arms in salah. When you see them in Friday prayer, you'll see all of them praying like this. Isn't that true? Maliki Sunnis pray like this. We agree? I want to ask a question. Why would you pick Abu Hanifa ahead of Malik? For what reason? Why not pick Malik? Who are you to verify who's actually teaching the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi? Who are you to verify who's teaching? And what is the Sunnah of Rasulullah at that moment? What's the Sunnah of Rasulullah? Is it like this or is it like this? Can you figure out what Sunni means when it comes to Salah? What's Sunni when it comes to Salah? Is it folding the arms or is it putting the hands by the side? As a Shi'i, I know. When I'm a Shi'i, Ja'far al-Sadiq made it clear for me. And why do I follow Ja'far al-Sadiq and you follow Abu Hanifa and Malik? Number one, Abu Hanifa and Malik are the students of Imam al-Sadiq. So why follow the students when you have the teacher there? That's number one. Number two, and more importantly, why did you follow Malik? Malik, you followed him because he met someone who had met Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, or he knew someone who knew Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, or he met the people of Medina. You don't need to. Ja'far al-Sadiq is the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Instead of going to someone who is not from Al Muhammad, you could have just gone to Al Muhammad for all the answers to be there. Therefore, when a Sunni comes to you today and says to you that I'm a Hanafi, why are you a Hanafi? On what basis are you a Hanafi? What made Abu Hanifa become a school of law until today? Don't you meet in Pakistan Hanafis or no? How many Maulanas in Pakistan are Hanafi? And when it comes to Egypt, how many Maulanas are Shafi'i? You say to Maulana Sahib, why are you Shafi'i? Why Shafi'i? He's like, oh, because he's one of the schools of law. Yeah, but why did you have to follow him? He's like, oh, because everyone followed him. Yeah, but why? Why him? Again, we come to Sunni Islam, and what do we see? In the schools of law, is Sunni Islam agreeing on all opinions in schools of law? All of them agree on the same thing? Not at all. This one gives his opinion on law, and that one gives his opinion on law. Someone says, but our mujtahids have different opinions on law. You're right. But we had 12 who never differed on law. Yes? We had 12 Imams from Ahl al-Bayt. If one gave an answer, the other never contradicted that one's answer. Every single one of them. You go to Zayn al-Abidin, it's like Hussein bin Ali was talking. If you go to Ja'far al-Sadiq, it's like Muhammad al-Baqir is talking. You go to Imam al-Jawad, it's like Ali ibn Musa Rada is talking. I go to Abu Hanifa and he tells me this opinion, and I go to Malik, he gives me a completely opposite opinion. Now where is the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Do you see the difference? When you held on to Ahl al-Bayt, the answer was one answer. Yes? And I'm going to show you and make you understand this delicate point. These four schools, what are they known as? Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, Hanbali. What are they known as? Schools of what? Schools of law. Why aren't they called schools of thought? Why are they known as schools of law? Because who a Sunni goes for law, he goes for someone different when it comes to thought. Because the man of law is not a master of thought. And the man of speciality in theology and thought doesn't make him a master in fiqh. You know what Ja'far al-Sadiq is? Master of both law and fiqh and theology. Yes? Understand this point. Focus on this point, please. I meet a Sunni, I'm like, what are you? He goes, Hanafi. I said, I didn't ask you about what school of fiqh you are. What school of thought are you? He's like, what do you mean? I told you I'm Hanafi. I said, I didn't ask you about your fiqh school. What's your theology school? He's like, oh, theologically I'm Ash'ari. Who? Who's Ash'ari? Hold on, I thought your aqidah was already cemented by the time of Rasulullah's death. You were the people of Saqifa. Or you were very early and we are the heretics. Who's Ash'ari? Oh, it's like Ash'ari lived a few hundred years after Rasulullah. So today I'm a Ash'ari in theology, and I am what? And I am, when it comes to fiqh, Hanafi. So wait, let me get this clear. So you are Sunni. In public, I see you folding hands, salah, you do Eid, Taraweeh. Okay, I got all of that. When it comes to your fiqh, you follow some random guy who lived a couple hundred years after Rasulullah. When it comes to your theology, you follow another random guy who came a few hundred years after Rasulullah died. Is that the same for all of you? He's like, no, my cousin is Shafi'i Maturidi. Sorry? Hold on, bro. Hold on 1 second. I've got lost over here. He goes, yeah, I'm Hanafi Ash'ari. My cousin is Shafi'i Maturidi. By the way, there are some Shia in the crowd right now who are like, hold on a minute, even I didn't think Sunni Islam was this complicated. Yes? There are some in the Shia crowd today who will turn around to you and say, bro, I thought it's just very simple. I thought Sunni Islam was follow the Sahaba Sunnah. That's it. And the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, wait. Sunni Islam, it was a very clever public relations move. The image was as if there's no differences inside it. When you open it up, you're like, I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know Maturidi. And then I saw, and you know where we do a lot of these things and we see them? On YouTube. Try and do something. Type origin of Sunni Islam on YouTube. You hardly find a video. Wallah, one of the cleverest moves is that whenever there's a video on YouTube, origin of Sunni Islam, all you'll see is origin of Sunni Islam and Shia Islam. Sunni Islam couldn't define itself. It defines itself by what it's not. Type. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Go on YouTube. On YouTube, go and type what? Origin of Sunni Islam. When you type origin of Shia Islam on YouTube, you might get my video come up or someone else's video come up. Yes? Origin of Shia Islam. Hatfuls of majalis. Go and type origin of Sunni Islam on YouTube. Origin of Sunni Islam. Sunni Islam was not from the time the Prophet died. It is not right to say Shia Sunni began at Saqifa. No. Sunni Islam wasn't even in the time in the Umayyads. That's not even Sunni Islam. The Abbasids, after the Abbasids to the Seljuks, after that period, that is where you see a crystallization really of Sunni Islam. I give you another example. When it comes to Sunni Islam, one of their main beliefs is 4 rightly guided caliphs. Do you agree or no? How many? 4. Everyone agrees? Whenever you meet any Sunni in the world today, he says to you, brother, I follow 4 rightly guided caliphs. When did that get cemented as a Sunni belief? When? Ali ibn Abi Talib certainly wasn't the 4th rightly guided caliph because people were ready to fight him 24/7. So it can't have been early because Jamal and Safin shows no one believed this man was a rightly guided caliph. So then what was present around Jamal and Safin? Jamal and Safin, do you know what was present? There's no Sunni Islam at that time. No Sunni Islam. There was Murji'ah. What is Murji'ah? Murji'ah was a sect of Muslims around that time who said we suspend judgment on the decisions and the behaviors of the Sahaba of Rasulullah in these battles. Suspend judgment. There was another school at that time. It wasn't called Sunni Islam. They were called Uthmaniyah. What is Uthmaniyah? Bro, there's no Sunni Islam in early Islam. There's no such thing. Uthmaniyah who? Those who slandered Ali ibn Abi Talib and made him responsible for what? For the killing of Uthman. Uthmaniyah, present. Murji'ah, present. Where is Sunni Islam at that time? Do you know this belief? 4 rightly guided Khulafa, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman. You think it was there from the time of the Prophet? They bought a hadith, yes. Follow me and follow the path of the rightly guided Khulafa after me. I believe in that hadith, by the way. Difference is, I believe there was 12 of them. Wait. Did the Prophet say in this hadith, follow my path and the path of the 4 rightly guided caliphs? Yes, there's another hadith that says, Khilafah will continue until kingdom overtakes it. That's there. And it mentions the time period. But in this hadith, when the Prophet said, follow me and the path of the rightly guided khulafa after me, I believe in it. But I believe that it's the 12 rightly guided khulafa. Yes? Number 2, if Imam Ali was rightly guided Khalifa, then you can't fight him because Jahannam awaits you. Because if he's rightly guided cannot fight rightly guided. True? Huh? Hey, I'm rightly guided and I'm going to meet rightly guided. We're going to kill each other, but we're all rightly guided. Someone will look at you and say, you okay? Therefore, the idea of the 4 rightly guided, which in the Sunni world today is entrenched in the Sunni world. Do you know who was the one who made it? Ahmad bin Hanbal. Someone's like, wait, Ahmad bin Hanbal lived over 150 years after Rasulullah died. Yes, Ahmad bin Hanbal noticed there were too many fada'il of Imam Ali alayhi salam for him not to be known as number 4 rightly guided. Up until that time, there was only 3 rightly guided khulafa: Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman. Ali, questionable. Ahmad bin Hanbal looked and he said, wait, what is going on? Ali ibn Abi Talib with all his fada'il, he's not rightly guided? This is nonsense. Put it in right now that Ali ibn Abi Talib is a rightly guided. Now listen to this, come back with me. 4 Sunni schools of law, wallah, I don't know where they came up with Maliki and Hanafi. I don't know why the government decided to limit it to those 4. It's not Rasulullah's decision, it's the government. Government said, listen, there's too many going around. Let's pick 4, and they picked those 4. 4 rightly guided caliphs. Rasulullah, no. Rather, Ahmad bin Hanbal steps in. He says, no more 3. Rather, it's 4. Sunni Islam's 4 schools of law, I don't know who standardized them. The 4 rightly guided caliphs, I don't know who standardized them. The theological schools, one differs with the other. One says Allah has a body, another says no. One says we are completely predestined, another says free will. Other opinions that exist even amongst them, which got Ahmad bin Hanbal in prison. I ask anyone today, is the Quran the created or is it the eternal word of God? Some of the Sunni world at that time believed the Quran was created. Others said it is the eternal word of God. Some were put in prison, others were not. Ask any Sunni today. Say to them, the Prophet's parents are in heaven or are they in hell? You'll see some of them say, come on, of course, Rasulullah's parents are in heaven. Say, no, your Aqidah book, what does it say? Not you. I find many of our Sunni brothers and sisters, by the way, when you talk to them one-on-one, when they answer mantaqi logic. But when they look in their books, they can't believe that what the book says is complete opposite to what they're thinking. When you ask them, Prophet's parents, are they in heaven or hell? Say to you, bro, Rasulullah's mom and dad must be in heaven. Sunni literature, you'll find that some said they're in heaven, others said, no, they're in hell. Abu Talib in Sunni world, heaven or hell? Majority said Abu Talib is in hell. Some said that Abu Talib is in heaven. What does all of this show us, therefore, my brothers and sisters? All of this shows us that the idea that Sunni Islam was this sect of Islam or the original Islam, that is not true at all, not at all. Sunni Islam rather was a mishmash of different ideas on a particular framework. What Sunni Islam really in a way becomes is what? Whatever Shia Islam is, we are not. That's what it becomes. Because whatever Shia Islam is saying, Shia Islam is very clear from day one. When I'm a Shi'i, do you know why I'm a Shi'i? Because governments didn't influence the number of my imams. Rasulullah influenced the number 12 for me. That's number 1. Number 2, when I'm a Shi'i, I look at something through aql and I look at something through naql. Number 3, when I'm a Shi'i, the answers of my imams aren't random, one contradicting the other. Rather, the answers of my imams, they are answers that are consistent one after another. When you go to my imam is not a random Iraqi or Iranian or Palestinian. Rather, my imam, when Abu Hanifa gives an opinion, Abu Hanifa is a mujtahid. Whereas when my imam gives an opinion, that is someone chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is a difference when it comes to the two. But another key area of Sunni Islam, which is what? Which is the ultimate decency of the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. If there is one area where they have remained consistent this whole time, what is it? That the Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, even if they butcher each other, even if they curse each other, even if they slander each other, all of them go to Jannah. Yes? Logically speaking, wallahi, I don't know how that makes sense. And wallahi, I don't know logically. How does that make sense? Yani, you're a Sunni, you tell me I'm a Shia, and that I'm a Shia and I'm wrong. Why am I wrong? I don't respect the Sahaba of Rasulullah. Of course I respect the Sahaba. Of course I respect them. Why would I not respect them? I respect Salman and Abu Dhar and Ammar and Miqdad and Bilal and Hudayfa And I respect Abdullah bin Mas'ud, and I respect Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, and I respect those Sahaba who died alongside Ali ibn Abi Talib at Jamal and Siffin. But my brother, if a Sahabi in front of me wants to kill a member of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, how could I respect him? How can I? You use your head. If Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa said, I leave behind the Quran and my Ahlul Bayt, hold on to them and you will never go astray. You tell me that I'm the Shi'i, I'm wrong, I'm holding on to the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt. You are praising Sahaba who fought the Ahlul Bayt. And that's why the hadith that I quoted at the beginning of the lecture, that hadith, my dear brothers and sisters, from the beginning of that hadith, you realize what? You realize something very clear for all of us to see. When a Sunni says, I follow the Sunnah of Rasulullah, yes, they say, I'm Sunni, means I follow the Sunnah of Rasulullah. Who wrote that Sunnah? To me, the Sunnah of Rasulullah is from Muhammad al-Baqir and Ja'far al-Sadiq. Who wrote the Sunnah of Rasulullah that you follow? Ask this question, ask. Why do I follow my Imams? I follow my Imams because I know that these Imams know exactly how Rasulullah lived and how he walked and how he talked. No one could explain the Sunnah like Ahlul Bayt, hence they are alongside the Quran. I ask the Sunni today, you claim to follow the Sunnah of Rasul? Yes, because you have read the Seerah of Rasul. The Seerah written by who? Let's see who wrote the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Amongst them, Abban, the son of Uthman bin Affan. The Umayyads employed him and they said, you write the Seerah. Uthman's son writes the Seerah. I wonder how much of that Seerah is necessarily going to go towards a certain direction. That's one. Another one who wrote the Seerah was who? Was Hisham, the son of Urwa, the son of Zubair, Aisha's nephew. That was another one who was the main writer of the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. Another one who wrote the Seerah for the Umayyads, because the Umayyads were the first to begin saying, let's write the Seerah. Imagine, Muawiyah and his grandchildren are the ones writing the Sunnah of Rasulullah. That should be enough for you to know something went horribly wrong. Who did Muawiyah and his grandchildren, all the way to Sulaiman bin Abdul Malik, Umar bin Abdul Aziz, who did they employ to write the Seerah of the most important man that ever lived? They employed Abban bin Uthman, Hisham bin Urwa ibn Zubair, Az-Zuhri. These three were employed to write the Seerah of Rasulullah. If the Umayyads saw something in the Sunnah of Rasul they didn't like, they said, delete this. Delete it. Therefore, you had a Sunni community that was relying on the Seerah led by Muawiyah's grandchildren. Imagine that. Urwa, who else? You had Hisham bin Urwa ibn Zubair, Az-Zuhri, Abban bin Uthman, and then for the Abbasids, Ibn Ishaq and others. Nowhere do you see the Seerah was written by Muhammad al-Baqir. No. Why? Because Sunni Islam has one clear thing to remember. The words of the Sahaba are hujjah, but the words of Ahlul Bayt are not. Sunni Islam doesn't believe Ahlul Bayt are ma'soom. Sunni Islam says Ahlul Bayt are great people, but not ma'soom. The Sahabi's words are a hujjah on the ummah, but Ahlul Bayt's words are not a hujjah on the ummah. That will always be a huge difference between Sunni and Shia Islam. For us, Al-Muhammad's words are the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For us, Ahlul Bayt are the shining light that we follow in all situations. Whether a Jamal or a Siffin ever happens, we know that wherever they are, we go in that direction. We're not confused as to what side to join on that day. Therefore, when you therefore look at this idea that the Sahaba were all ultimately decent and that they controlled the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that means you have 85% of the Muslim world who'd rather hear the words of Aisha than hear the words of Husain bin Ali. Who's more important in Sunni Islam, Aisha or Husain bin Ali? Aisha, 100%. Aisha is more important than Abu Abdullah in the Sunni world. Who's more important in the Shia world? Imam al-Hussein or his grandmother Sayyidah Khadija? Imam al-Hussein. Imam al-Hussein is a ma'soom chosen by Allah. His grandmother, of course, my heart and soul belongs to her. But for us, Ahlul Bayt, wherever they go, we bought that ark. In the Sunni world, no. Aisha and Abu Huraira are more important in ilm than Hassan and Hussein. And that is a fine difference between Shia and Sunni. If you met someone who is Sunni, their reverence, they love Ahlul Bayt, I'm not going to deny. But when it comes to ilm of Rasul, Abu Huraira and Aisha are higher than Hassan and Hussein. And that's why the hadith I quoted at the beginning, who quotes it? You noticed, who can remember the hadith at the beginning? Who begins the hadith? Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan narrates that I heard Rasulullah. Look, you got to rate the guy in a certain way. Like he knew how to play the game. Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan narrates that I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa standing up, and he said the people of the previous ummah were split into 72 sects, and this ummah will be split into 73 sects, and 72 of them will go to hell, and only one will go to paradise. No chance, Shi'at Ali ibn Abi Talib. That one you can forget about it. I wouldn't mention it if it's the last thing that I did. Let me mention something that could work in my favor. How can I put a spin that will ensure that everything in history narrates this hadith and there's no doubt about me? And Rasulullah said the one that goes to heaven is the majority of Muslims. And Muawiyah, when did you even join Islam? But in the Sunni world, no. He saw Rasulullah. And Muawiyah wrote for Rasulullah. A cannibal can only produce a cannibal. Yes? A piece of dirt can only produce. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Yes? In the Sunni world, if you dare to question Muawiyah, even if he raised swords against Ali ibn Abi Talib, if you dare to question and say, then do not say radiyallahu anhu next to his name, they look at you with contempt. How dare you? But don't you realize, my Sunni brother and sister, that Muawiyah taught a sunnah? What was it? If I can raise an army to fight Ali, then don't blame my son when he's ready to butcher Ali's son. Yes? Muawiyah, if you say radiyallahu anh, even though he fought Ali, then by that his son Yazid has done nothing wrong. Because his son Yazid can turn around and say, you call my dad radiyallahu anh, and my dad fought Ali ibn Abi Talib. So if I ordered the killing of Hussein, what's the difference with me? Why don't you say radiyallahu anh next to my name as well? And that's why it didn't surprise me when Dr. Zakir Naik in Mumbai said radiyallahu anh next to Yazid's name. Nor does it surprise me when the Mufti of Al-Sheikh blatantly said Yazid Amir al-Mu'mineen. Why? Because when you have a sect that's a mishmash of evolving ideas depending on the time and the government and random names and so on, what's there to stop another person coming in with his ijtihad? Yes? Muawiyah quotes this hadith. And Bukhari and Muslim and the rest are happy to narrate that hadith. What did Muawiyah set as a principle therefore? If you have to go after Ali ibn Abi Talib, fight him at Siffin, do it. And if one day you need to even butcher his grandchildren, then do that as well. And that's what happened only 20 years later. Yes? Siffin had set a precedent. What was it? That Sahaba can fight Sahaba. And that both radiyallahu anhum, and that all you needed to do was throw the word fitna in the middle, and that resolves all of the war. And that's why, if Muawiyah could do that at Siffin, does it surprise you that his son could do it in Karbala? Muawiyah, did he have any limits as to who they killed? No, it didn't make a difference. He ordered his soldiers 20 years before Karbala to execute even Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas's in-laws. And they were children. So you think that his son on the plains of Karbala, do you think his son had hesitation? Even if a 10-year-old came out on the battlefield. What's the hesitation? Mutilate Muhammad's family. And didn't they mutilate the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi? I always ask this question, that if Sunni Islam is the original Islam and the beautiful Islam, and the generations of the Sahaba and the ones after them are the best, then Karbala was always a blemish on that theory. Because if you tell me that that generation of the Tabi'een produced the best of people, that generation produced a massacre in Karbala. A massacre, not just of 60-year-olds and 50-year-olds. Even 8 and 10-year-olds were massacred. Even 6-month-old babies were massacred. Even a 1-year-old was massacred. They had no limits whatsoever. The massacre was an open massacre. It was a massacre where it didn't matter even if you saw 2 young boys coming out to fight. There was no hesitation that if you have to take them out, then take them out. And that's why you found that on a night like this, when we remember the children of Abu Abdullah, of those children that you remember are the children of his sister Zaynab alayhi salam, because all the others had offered their sons, and now Sayyida Zaynab alayhi salam, she would come with her 2 beloved ones, the sons of Abdullah ibn Ja'far al-Tayyar, on one side Aoun, and on another side Muhammad. Imagine when she came to Abu Abdullah, she came towards him and she said to him, allow my boys to go. He said, no, my dear Zaynab, let those boys stay with you. She said, Abu Abdullah, please, every mother has her sons to give away on this day except me. How can every mother give their sons away except me? He said to her, Zaynab, you know how close you are to me. I want those boys to look after you. Zaynab was heartbroken, and nothing would hurt him like seeing Zaynab's heart break. Yes. So Zaynab alayhi salam went back a little bit, and then she came back towards her sons Aoun and Muhammad. She said to them, go out please on the battlefield. They said to her mother, nothing would make us more proud. They went towards their uncle. They said, uncle, allow us to go out please. Their uncle again said, no, look after your mother. I don't want to see your mother alone. Go back and look after her. She walked to Abu Abdullah. This was the only time she wanted to assert something. He is her imam. She respected him highly. But she came to him. She said to him, number one, I ask you in the name of my mother Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, allow me to give something back on this plains. Number two, do you remember when the young Abbas came out on the battlefield? Do you remember how happy our father was on that day when Abbas came out so young? He said to her, yes, I remember. She said, then make me happy as well. Let my boys come out. Yes. The 2 boys got ready. They were ready to stand up for their school and the school of the religion of Islam against the school that was butchering the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. They came to their uncle Abbas, and then they looked at their uncle Husaini. They looked at their uncle Abbas, and they said, are you proud of us that we're going to go out on that battlefield? He said to them, of course, I'm proud. And then they said to him, and we won't drink any water because we see you and our uncle are both thirsty. And he said, then do whatever you can. And then they looked at their uncle Abu Abdullah. When they looked at their uncle Abu Abdullah, they said to him that we're ready to go out and fight. He said to them, are you both sure? They said, oh, Uncle Abu Abdullah, one of our grandfathers is Ja'far al-Tayyar, and the other is Ali ibn Abi Talib, and the man who trained us is Abu al-Fadl, and our mother is the mountain of patience, Zaynab alayhi salam. Only Allah knows what went through the heart of Zaynab at this moment. Yes, a mother letting her sons go out anywhere is difficult. difficult. But to let them go out in front of Ammar bin Sa'ad and Shimr bin al-Jawshan and the rest of the animals of the opposition. Imagine the heart of Zaynab alayhi salam. Aun and Muhammad went out on the battlefield. Whenever someone would come to Aun, Muhammad would get in his way. Whenever someone would come to Muhammad, Aun would get in his way until someone struck Aun and he fell on the ground. Suddenly someone struck Muhammad, and in that moment they struck the heart of Zaynab alayhi salam. They both called out, Sayyidi Aba Abdullah, come to us, come near us now. Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam came near his two nephews. He whispered something to one of them and he got a reply. According to one of the poets, he says, it's as if when the boy saw his uncle, he said, tell my mother I never drank from the Furat, not one drop. How can I drink and my uncle Abu Abdullah is thirsty? He carried them both back towards the tents. Zaynab saw them, but she never cried. Why did she not cry? She didn't want to break the heart of Abu Abdullah. She knew how much it was hard for him, so she remained like a mountain of sabr, strong in front of everyone. When they went to Kufa, she still never cried for them. When they got to Sham, she still never cried for them. Only when she got home to Medina. Imagine that moment. She entered the bedroom. She saw two empty mattresses. At that moment, her heart broke and she called out, how could I cry when my brother was in pain? But then now I cry when I remembered how you were slain on that battlefield. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون واللعنة الدائم على القوم الظالمين. Ya Allah, raise us with Muhammad and Al Muhammad. Raise us with the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman. Allow us to be amongst his companions, Ya Allah. Cement us on the path of Muhammad and Al Muhammad. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the Surah Al-Fatiha, but before it the loudest of your salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman. مأتم الحسين يا حسين يا حسين يا حسين.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Milke naam Maula. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. हश्र में रंग लाएगा खूने शहीदां देखना. हश्र में रंग लाएगा खूने शहीदां देखना. मिलके हश्र में रंग लाएगा खूने शहीदां देखना. हश्र में रंग लाएगा खूने शहीद. بلند آواز میں ماشاءاللہ. حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہید. آئیں گی جب فاطمہ, آئیں گی جب فاطمہ, حال پریشان دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا. سب مل کے حشر میں رنگ لا, سن کے ماتمی دیکھنا. روبرو بابا کہ جب خاتون جنت آئیں گی, خالی جولی سرورے کونین کو دکھلائے گی, بالیقین تھرائے گا, بالیقین تھرائے گا محشر کا میدان دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا. ماشاءاللہ. حشر میں رنگ لا دیکھنا ہے, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون دیکھنا. رکھ دیا برچی نے اکبر کا کلیجہ چیر کے, رخ بدل ڈالے ہیں امت نے تیری تصویر کے, مالک کوثر ذرا, مالک کوثر ذرا امت کے احسان دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لا جیو ماتمی دیکھنا. آئیں گی جب فاطمہ, آئیں گی جب فاطمہ, حال پریشان دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہید ہے, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون دیکھنا. اصغر معصوم کے لب پر سوال آب ہے, بوند پانی کے لیے وہ کس قدر بیتاب ہے, نہر سے پانی نہیں, نہر سے پانی نہیں دیتے مسلمان دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا ہے, حشر میں جیو ماتمی مرحبا داں دیکھنا. بلند آواز میں ماشاءاللہ. حشر میں رنگ لائے گا زینب و کلثوم سے کہتا تھا شمر بد گوہر, شام میں جاؤ گے ننگے سر پھرو گی در بدر, کربلا کے بعد اب, کربلا کے بعد اب تاریخ زندہ دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا, حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا ہے حشر میں رنگ لا دیکھنا آئے گی جب فاطمہ آئے گی جب فاطمہ حال پریشان دیکھنا حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون الوداع مصرع پیش کر رہا ہوں ہے حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہید دیکھنا روبرو بابا کے جب خاتون جنت آئیں گی خالی جولی سرور کونین کو دکھلائے گی بالیقین تھرائے گا بالیقین تھرائے گا محشر کا میدان دیکھنا حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا حشر میں رنگ لائے گا خون شہیداں دیکھنا یا حسین یا یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین اے مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے اے مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے حالت سجدہ میں ہے بے کس مجبور بھی ہے اور کئی روزے کا پیاسا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے بولی زینب ظلم شبیر پہ دانے والو پتھروں کے تل میں یاد کو چھپانے والو ہائے کاندھے پہ اٹھاتے تھے جنہیں خط میں رسول میرے اس بھائی کا لاشا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے اے مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسا ہے جس کا غازی نہ رہا اور علی اکبر نہ بچا بھائی کی لاش پہ غل کے جس سے رونے نہ دیا آج ماتم سارے بازار جو ہم کرتے ہیں اسی زینب کیا دلاسا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد ہے یہ مسلمان
مسلمان کہ محمد میں ہوں زینب مجھے حیدر کو سمجھتا کیوں ہے سن کے خطبہ میرا ملعون بگڑتا کیوں ہے بولی زینب کہ یہ خطبہ ہی نہیں سننے یزید پاک قرآن کا خلاصہ ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسہ ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسہ ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ثانی زہرا کے اختر یہ عطا ہے تجھ کو نوح لکھنے کے لیے درد ملا ہے تجھ کو تیرے الفاظ تیرے انداز جدا سا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا محمد کا نواسہ ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسہ ہے حالت سجدہ میں ہے بے کس مجبور بھی ہے اور کئی روزے کا پیاسا ہے یہ مسلمان کاش سوچا ہوتا کہ محمد کا نواسہ ہے یہ یا حسین یا
گلشن زہرا گلشن زہرا زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے 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 ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے افسوس مسلمانوں عاشور کو مقتل میں افسوس مسلمانوں عاشور کو مقتل میں قرآن کے پاروں کو نیزوں پہ اچھالا ہے ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے اے موت کبھی تو نے زینب سے نہیں پوچھا اے
اس شیر کو پالا ہے، ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے، زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے، زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے، زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے۔ بس قبر ہی زہرا کی ڈوبی ہے اندھیروں میں، بس قبر ہی زہرا کی ڈوبی ہے اندھیروں میں، حالانکہ مدینے میں ہر سمت اجالا ہے، ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے، زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا 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 ہے، ہر پھول نے سر دے کے اسلام کو پالا ہے، زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے، زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے، زہرا تیرے گلشن کا ہر پھول نرالا ہے۔ یا حسین 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 یا حسین۔ سورۃ المبارکۃ الفاتحہ۔
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ السلام علیک یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیک یا حبیب اللہ، السلام علیک یا امیر المؤمنین، السلام علیک یا سید الوصیین، السلام علیک یا فاطمة الزہراء سیدۃ نساء العالمین، السلام علیک یا خدیجة الکبریٰ، السلام علیک ایہا الحسن المجتبی، السلام علیک یا ابا عبد اللہ الحسین، وعلى التسعة المعصومین من ذریتک علی بن الحسین ومحمد بن علی وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والحجة بن الحسن عجل الله تعالى فرجه وسهل الله تعالى مخرجه وظهوره. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آله في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى وتسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا الله.
No, Ammar nahi. After demonstration time?
After, yes.
Seminar is later.
Yes. नमाज मगरिबी में कितना आगे छे?
4 minutes.
कितना आगे छे नमाज मगरिबी?
Says 9:40 on here.
What's the time now?
1:36. 10 minutes.
Bar Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat. Mu'minin namaz Maghribain is at 9:40 p.m. We got 4 minutes to prepare ourselves for Salat. Just to remind my sisters that after Salatul Maghribain, there will be ladies only seminar with Dr. Sayyid Ammar Nakshawani Sahib. My sisters are humbly requested to attend. Bar Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad salawat.